the man we've just been speaking about.
And our officiating team is Kate Unsworth, Steve Ferris and Josh Bowe.
We're about to get underway. Riders with the first offence of the evening. Mackenzie handling the ball on first steal, as we talked about.
Nice.
Great play by the Phoenix.
There's that hands in the passing lane, little tips and turning defence to offence and quick scores.
Absolutely. And another one nearly there. That first one's come from a man that we didn't talk about doing that sort of stuff, though. That was Will Neighbour.
And I'm sure Coach Rob had this on their scouting report in terms of hands and passing lanes. And a great look by Will as well to feed a person coming in for an easy layup rather than a contested layup.
Absolutely. So Mackenzie will go to the line for 2 shots. First foul there on Will Neighbour. Just heard on the background there, Coach Thomas questioning that call from Taj Teague when he passed the ball back. He was given a warning.
I didn't actually see it, to be honest. So
yeah, when it came through the hoop, he just caught it and then handed it back to the referee, but gave him a warning for it. But we'll see if anything prevails from that later on. Hopefully not as far as the Phoenix are concerned. And it's that man that's on the ball now, Teague. Out to Neighbour. First 3 attempt of the night. And it's no good. Evan Walsh setting things up again for the Riders. Mark Loving kicks it out to Mackenzie. Moving the ball round well. Jackson going to work inside over the top, but he's short. And Austin Jr. comes away with it. He's going all the way himself. On a charging foul called on Austin Jr.
That's a good call too, and they call it pass and crash, where they pass the ball off, but they crash into the, as we see in the replay, they crash into the defensive player. It's a nice call, Josh Bowe.
T crashed into him as well on the way down.
Unfortunately, bodies on the ground. It's hard to see from that high up as well.
You don't want to be on the ground seeing a guy that big coming towards you, that's for sure.
Nope.
Oh, Nelson Henry going to work down low against Will Neighbour. Goes round. Oh, lovely work there from Darian Nelson Henry.
And we've already seen 2 contrasts in the big men. Will Neighbour's going to pull Darian outside and have him play out on the 3-point line. And down the other end, it's going to be in the post.
Tough work down low again at the other end. And Teague is the victor in these 2 personal battles that's going on, him and Mark Loving. And obviously Will Neighbour and Nelson Henry at the other end. Nice long 2 there from Kimble Mackenzie. Just as we were talking about, man in fine form. He's opened his account well tonight from the field.
Yeah, he's been doing that all season, and it's a great look for him. He comes off that quite nicely as Jamal hits a 3-pointer from the corner.
Just going to say, talking about the way people open their accounts, that's the way Jamal's done it all season, hasn't it, pretty much? And a foul called against Teague as Loving drives in. Mark Loving will go to the line for 2 shots. So just short of 2.5 minutes of this tie gone. And Phoenix in the lead by 1, courtesy of this 3-pointer from Jamal Anderson.
And there's another contrast in defence as well. Mark Loving is quick, athletic, and he's going to try and take Tajay Teague off the dribble. Whereas Teague, as we saw in his earlier bucket, he's going to take him down in the post, he's going to bump, and he's trying to get things in and around the rim.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see the contrasting styles, isn't it, in these matchups. And see who wins them personal duels, because obviously that goes a long way to the overall result, doesn't it? Teague out to Evans. Evans going inside, pulls up, and he's good for 2.
That's the kind of stuff that Marcus has been doing the last of the couple of games that he's been playing, and he's been on fire lately.
Absolutely. He top scored with 26 points for the Phoenix on Friday night in that defeat in Glasgow. It was a tough loss there for the Phoenix. I think as Coach Thomas alluded to the week before, it was a must-win really, head-to-head on the line, and they're in that section of the league that's really tightening up, and the head-to-heads are going to play a part in 2 or 3 outcomes, I think, at the end of the season, aren't they?
Like in Coach Ben's pre-game interview, and what he said is they had chances to get back into it, but they didn't shoot well from the 3-point line. I think they were something like, in the end, 5 from 24. 3 points, and they didn't take their opportunities. They led in steals 12-6, so they had 12 steals, but they didn't take care of those opportunities.
And here's an opportunity now for them to take, forcing Kimball McKenzie into turning that ball over. Caledonia had 23 turnovers as well on Friday night, didn't they?
And like I say again, didn't take advantage of that, the Phoenix.
Oh, beautiful play. That's a great give and go. Nice 1-2 if in footballing parlance, if you like, between Larry and Taj there. And that just extends the Phoenix lead back out to 4. Nelson Henry backing his man down. And he gets the better of Will Neighbour again for the second time. And I'm felt as if the whistle should have gone there as well.
And I'm sure Coach Rob's got that on their offensive strategy in terms of going down low into Nelson Henry.
And at the other end, something similar. Whistle's blown. Beautiful play there. Nice, as you can see, Taj coming off his player. And just got it back to his skipper on the inbound. Evans now for the Phoenix. Teague going down low on that one-on-one battle again with Loving. And he finds Larry Austin Jr. again, but this time he travels with it. Great high trail run there from Larry Austin Jr. even.
It was unfortunate that the pass was a little bit behind Larry.
Yeah.
He had to reach back and get it, and then
a bit low as well, I think.
Wasn't able to go straight up with it, but it was it's just a good thing, just not executed well.
Nelson Henry dishes it out to Loving. Loving looked to Jackson on the baseline cut, but Jamal Anderson was wise to that. Evans to Neighbour. Neighbour out to Austin Jr. Good cross-court pass to Teague. He steps back for 3! And that's a warning for Darian Nelson Henry. You step off him, he's going to take you with that 3-shot.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of that was a late rotation in terms of switching on players.
Another foul there inside on Will Neighbour.
It's going to be like that quite often. It's obvious that Nelson Henry's going to play down on the block and play inside, and Will's going to have to cover him inside like that.
So we got the first 2 changes of the night. Will Neighbour and Larry Austin Jr. sitting down for the Phoenix. Amari Archibald and Mike Ocherobi in. And for the Leicester Riders, Nelson Henry and Loving sitting down. Jabril Adekoya and Aaron Menzies in for them. Adekoya no good on his first attempt. Marcus Evans over Evan Walsh.
And that's what Menzies has brought in for, to get those rebounds. Nice pass.
Great move there by the Riders. Great ball movement. And Adekoya goes in for the layup.
It's another Welsh assist there as well. He's doing very well in his role.
He is. Here's another battle of the bigs down low. Ocherobi against Menzies. Oh, superb work by Big Mike there. Nice at the left-handed lay-in. First blood to him on that duel. Adekoya, he's thrown it back. Oh, McKenzie just about managed to stop it from going over the halfway line. That was great work from him, and it's resulted in a triple from Jackson in the corner. So back to a one-basket game, 16-14, Phoenix lead. 4:30 of this first quarter to go. Anderson driving in, and goes to the line for the and one. Foul called there on Jackson.
That's a big, strong move by Jamal as well, taking it strong and aggressive to the basket and being able to taking that contact and then being able to finish as well.
Absolutely. A couple of more substitutions while we're looking at that. Maceo Jack on for his first taste of the action. Tajay Teague, he's sitting down, and Carrington Love in for his first piece of the ball game tonight, with Evan Walsh taking a rest.
It'd be interesting to see how much Coach Rob uses Carrington Love as well tonight. He's been using him sparingly, and we'll see how he gets to grow into the league.
He certainly looks good so far, that's for sure, in the time he's been played, and he looks good there as well. Nice little pivot round. He got stuck for options, so he decided to go himself, and it was the right one. Omari, he's long on that one. And Love again going all the way in himself. Dishes down low to Adekoya. He gets it half stripped from him, but he's still got the ball. He's going in against Archibald, and a charging foul called. In there, anytime you dip the shoulder like that, you're going to get called, aren't you, ref?
And he was, and Archibald was stood right there the whole time. It wasn't like he was moving anywhere or anything. So, 9 times out of 10, that's going to be the same call as what happened there.
Not one that Coach Paternoster strongly agreed with, I don't think. Surprisingly. And nice hang time again there, Marcus Evans. Takes his personal tally to 6. And extends the Phoenix lead out to 5. And Evans stripped there on Bowman. Sets things up nicely for Maceo Jack. He takes the bump off Menzies, but it doesn't stop him going in for the lay-in. And extends the lead out to 7.
Is that defense again, turning it into offense? And this is where Marcus Evans' game picks up a little bit when Larry's off for a rest. This is where he steps up and he's able to execute.
Love for 3. Nice three-point
nice
shot.
Yeah, that was a nice pull-up.
Over the top of Big Mike. We had a great view from it here. As soon as it left his hand, there was only one place that was going to end up.
Yeah, it was a nice release. Very sweet.
Archibald now for the Phoenix. Flips it round to Anderson. He gives it to Jack, but Jack steps out of bounds. It's happening a heck of a lot this year, isn't it? Seem to have noticed it more this year. A player's feet growing or the court's shrinking. What I don't know.
It's when they catch the ball standing or moving back and their back foot
that
extends backwards. And once they go backwards and they're already standing on the 3 to take that 3-point line in that short corner, that's where it happens.
It just seems, I don't know whether it's me, but it just seems to be called a heck of a lot more this year. You'll see so many people, and a lot of it is their home players as well.
And it happens up and down all leads as well.
Yeah. So Love with the inbound for the Riders. Adekoya out. And a foul on Big Mike.
I don't know if those are
on that, but
yeah. I don't know if those are fouls that Mike needs to give away. To be honest, just needs to get a hand up, stay in front, and trust his help side.
He seems to be the Achilles heel to his game, Big Mike, doesn't it? He picks up a couple early on. He's sitting down. That affects his game for the rest of the night. If he can get into the first, or halfway through the second quarter, should we say, with only picking up 1 or 2, then he seems to be a different player.
Yeah, and I like I say, I don't think he needs to pick those ones up high. You'd let him get away with the ones where it's down low and bump and grind and stuff rather than something up high like that.
Adekoya good with both. Takes him on to 4 points personal. Maceo Jack going in. And basket good. Great play by Maceo Jack. He went the long way round.
And this is a real interesting one as we watch it in replay. You'll see Aaron Menzies now goes to the referee and says, I'm staying up straight, I'm staying up straight, which is correct. He is up straight, but he's not in a cylinder. He's moving that whole time. So it's one where a lot of players ask that thing. They say, I am up straight, what's wrong with me? And you have to let them know that they're moving.
Well, he didn't land in the same spot he left from, did he?
No, he followed them the whole way through, and that's an easy giveaway as well.
So Menzies will take a seat as a result. And was it Mark Loving that come back on for him? I think it was.
Yep.
Was it? Yeah. Jack on the line for the bonus. He's long, but Big Mike picks up the rebound. Archibald gets it stripped, but Phoenix keep with the ball. 11 seconds on the shot clock. 2:08 in this first to go. Phoenix lead by 4. Evans directs traffic. Steps back for the 3. Is short. And Bowman picks up the rebound.
He was always going to let that go. You could tell as soon as he got it inbounded to him what he wanted. He wanted a pick and roll, and he was coming off that for a shot.
Loving backing Archibald down. Oh, nice play. Difference in the physicality there. That's going to be tough for Archibald to defend.
And those are the matchups that both teams will be looking at on things like that, because on the other end, Archibald should be too quick for him. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah. Big Mike gives it back to Amari. Amari over the top of Loving. He's off left. And Jackson saw Loving underneath the basket, but he just stumbled on his way through. Archibald will sit down. And Jack Hudson in for his first taste, an early taste of the action.
Yeah, some good lineups out here. We've got Bowman and Adekoya out on here. We've got Hudson and Archibald was out on here. So yeah, some good lineups here.
Jackson inside to Big Mike. No look pass from Jamal. Jack nearly stepped out of bounds again there, didn't he? And another triple from Jamal Anderson. That's his second of the night. And extends the Phoenix lead out to 5 inside the final 60 seconds. They lead 28-23. And a hand in there by Hudson, but can only find Loving. And Jack Hudson picks up the rebound.
And that's not someone you want to leave open too. The Phoenix got off there easy because Loving's been shooting very well. Friday night shot well from the 3.
Absolutely. Loving 25-point game high on Friday night. Maceo Jack from the corner pocket. Hits the front rim. And the shot on the game clock pretty much the same.
Yep, no
the shot clock's been dropped now. This could be the final play of the quarter. Carrington Love now for the Riders. He drives in looking for options. Adekoya picks it up at the top of the key, whips it round to Love in the corner. Beautiful play.
That is great execution at the end.
Start of the second quarter for Leicester. Small lineup here for them. They're starting with Love, McKenzie, Loving, Adekoya and Bowman. David Ulf on for his first taste of the action for the Phoenix, but good work by Marcus Evans there. Long 2, obviously trying to make amends for his defensive lapse at the end of that first quarter.
Yeah, it's a nice shot there, taken off the dribble, and just a pull-up shot and it was contested as well. So it's a nice shot.
A great move down low there. Beautiful play. Carrington Love down to Kimball McKenzie.
McKenzie coming off those curls. He's got a quick shot. He gets up quickly, up into his shot. Very hard to defend.
It takes him on to 6 points personal. Will Neighbour fake the 3, drives in, gives it out to Jack Hudson. Jack Hudson steps back from beyond the arc. He's going for the 3, no good. And unlucky.
Good hustle.
Good work there by Jack Hudson on the D. Got back really, really quickly as Bowman was going in for the layup. And just caught his arm on the way in there.
And both teams are turning defense into offense quickly. They're getting the ball up the court. They've got runners heading up the court and getting up there. So they're both doing great jobs of turning defense into offense. There's that quick shot again. Kimball McKenzie coming off a screen, coming up high, getting up quick in the air, and a quick release.
He's at the absolute top of his game at the moment, isn't he? Playing some great stuff, and as we said, a well-deserved GB call up on the back of this. Fine form from him.
He's able to come off those curls at pace and then pull up quickly, which means if a player's chasing him, they're going to try and make that stop as well. So really hard to defend that.
It certainly is. He finished the game on Friday night, 16-point personal. Couple of rebounds, 3 assists. Now he's hoping that he can carry that form into the national team at the end of next week. Great play the other end there by Will Neighbour. It's the Phoenix back into the lead, and Carrington Love driving in. The lead's flip-flopping here now. Call on Marcus Evans.
He's starting to show why Coach Rob has recruited Carrington Love with plays like that. He did that on a Friday night with a little hesitation, a little hezzy and go, and he's able to deceive the defenders, and he did it again just then. Great play, good heads-up knowledge there.
And he's good with his bonus as well. Marcus Evans takes a seat, his second foul of the night. And the Phoenix skipper, Larry Austin Jr., back into the action. Will Neighbour, catch and shoot, 3 attempts. Wow, that's well wide. Well off for Will there.
Here's a great matchup, Larry Austin and Carrington Love.
Yeah, another personal duel to keep an eye on.
Yep.
Loving dishes back out to Bowman. Bowman back to Mark Loving. Loving goes to work around Will Neighbour, gets Neighbour up off the floor again.
Yep.
And Neighbour's fallen for that for the last couple of times.
Yep. It's just that little. It's just the little gaps that they're able to create from the defender that has to get them up in the air because they're chasing after that. So they get a little step in front, and then like Loving did, and then Will Neighbour had to chase him, and that creates that foul, and easy to fake them up in the air when they're chasing the ball like that.
That's it. And the thing is, he got Will Neighbour just off balance as well, didn't he? Really. So when he's going up, he's not going to come down in the same position.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. And that's what that fake does.
That's it. So Loving good with both of them. Takes his personal tally on to 5 and gives the Riders their biggest lead of the night. It's 4. Sorry, the biggest lead was 5. They're back out to 4. But that's been trimmed to 1 as Maceo Jack is good from the corner pocket. And the Phoenix 3-point threat, it's been missing a little bit for the last few weeks. Looks to be on the comeback, but then Riders hit back with one of their own by one of their main threats, Mark Loving.
That guy's shooting very well from 3-point. That's one person that you don't want to leave open on the 3-point line.
Jack once again.
He loves that corner shot.
3-point fest here. Back-to-back triples at either end. 2 from Jack, 1 from Loving. This time Loving goes in. Was that a foul?
Yeah. No, it was a piggyback. He was just giving them a ride to the to the sponsors table.
I'll get an easier call than that one. T sits down. That's him on 2. So that gives Coach Thomas a little bit of food for thought now, doesn't it? That's 2 of his bigs on 2 fouls already. Yep. Teague and Will Neighbour.
Yeah, but that makes a different matchup again as well, because you had Will Neighbour matching up with Mark Loving. You've now got Jamal coming on, and that's probably more of a matchup that you'd probably have, Loving and Anderson. So, even though the bigs are off, the matchups are becoming more even.
Yeah, definitely. Just one to keep an eye on. And the other interesting one now is the two big guys contrasting physical specimens in Darian Nelson-Henry and David Ulf. See who wins that battle as well. Anderson down low to Austin Jr. He goes one way, then the other, dishes back out to Anderson. Anderson from way downtown hits the back iron, and Anderson gets the ball back. Austin Jr. down low to Ulf. Ulf decides to go himself. He's short, and Hudson can't get the rebound. Carrington Love comes away with it for the Riders.
Just a bit of a rush shot there from Ulf. I think he had a bit more time that he could have taken a shot on. Oh, there he is.
Oh, Anderson grimacing there.
He came up a little lame on that. Oh,
yeah. Oh,
turned
wow.
his foot a
Yeah,
little
yes,
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right, though. It was a little twist. You just get a little thing on that, a bit anxious on it. So, but just that little twist gets Mark Loving that little gap that he only needs to hit that three.
That's it. Austin Jr. going himself, gives it to Oldfield. Fumbles it, but Hudson
Nice hustle again by Jack
comes
Hudson.
back well. Austin Jr. for the three. Back iron's no good. Bowman with the rebound. Just a little bit rushed, I feel there, Phoenix. I think they could have just took the air out of the ball a little bit and just got themselves calm and steady again.
Not really a shot that Larry Austin normally takes as well, a transition three. He's normally, as soon as the ball gets down there and it's a disentangled defense, he usually attacks that.
That's it, yeah, and very early in the shot clock as well.
Yeah, not a normal shot for him, so it's expecting for him to attack there.
So a timeout called by Coach Thomas. He sees the Phoenix trailing by 6, so wants to stop that momentum. 5:28 in this second quarter left.
And it's a big point in the game too. He doesn't want the Phoenix don't want them to get away from them too much. And Macio's Jack's doing a good job of keeping them in it with those 3-pointers. But it is a vital part of the game for both teams actually. Phoenix don't want it to get away, and I'm sure the Riders are trying to open up that gap.
That's it, yeah, and it's a 5-0 run to the Riders. So an 18-10 in this quarter. So as you say, just need to stop that momentum.
Some great shooting going on, 3-point shooting. Maceo Jack's hit a couple, and we know about Loving. He's going to hit a couple, leave him open. He'll knock those down more often than not. So it'll be some things that I'm sure has been spoken about. Coach Thomas will take that time out to stop the momentum and get his guys on the same page, because they've made a couple of turnovers and handling errors in the last couple of offenses.
Yeah, that 3 points you're talking about, 5 from 6 so far from the Riders, up at 83%. 5 from 11 for the Phoenix, 45%. It's not bad going either, but you look at that, only half of what the Riders are doing. You say they forced the Riders into 7 turnovers so far. And the Phoenix have really capitalised on that, 14 points from them turnovers. So that's something that they've stepped up from Friday night.
Yeah, better job than what they had done. So that's a good news for the Phoenix.
Archibald back to Jack. Jack inside to Wolf. Beautiful play there. That's much better from the Phoenix. And a confident finish as well from David Ulf.
Yeah,
absolutely. Different player when he's got that confidence about him, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he was good. He finished strong at the basket. A nice pick and roll, so that was good play by Dave.
And good D as well there. Stopped Loving in his tracks. And half an effort, I suppose, but enough to put him off the triple. Oh, and a great block there by Mark Loving as Archibald went in for the layup. Kimball McKenzie from the corner pocket, he's no good, but gets his own rebound. And the look of incredulation on Coach Thomas's face. How was he allowed to do that? And great work, great footwork inside once again by Mark Loving. This guy's got inside and outside presence, and he's shown his inside in particular tonight to the fort.
It's the third or fourth time that the Phoenix have left their feet on a ball fake And it's got to be something that has to be addressed, I'm sure. As Coach Thomas will look to address that. Instead of getting off your feet, stand and let them. They haven't shown that they're going straight up on a shot yet, so something to address.
Jamal Anderson with a good 2 there. That takes him into double figures. He's on 11 points personal for the night. Game high for the Phoenix. Archibald to Austin Jr. Austin Jr. driving all the way in. And Darian Nelson-Henry comes down with the rebound. Oh, and stolen beautifully there by Jamal Anderson. Larry with the layup. He gets his own rebound. Gives it back out to Archibald. And Anderson just calls things just to be calmed down.
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Yeah. Carrington Love being substituted out. Evan Walsh back in. David Ulf out. And Big Mike back in for the Phoenix. It's all starting to get a little bit hairy out there, isn't it, for the Phoenix? I think that's where some of their mistakes are coming from. It's just a little bit too rushed at the minute. They're doing a lot of the hard work, getting the possession back. But once they've got it back, they're just rushing that offense. Archibald, nice play between him and the skipper. Just managed to get open and opens his account for the night.
It's a nice pull up there. Off the dribble, pull up, mid-range, good shot.
Good D there from Anderson on Loving. Loving finds Walsh. McKenzie beats Larry on the first step.
Nice.
And that just opened the Phoenix defence up. And Jackson is in for the layup, for the drop-in.
Maceo Jack missed his assignment there on the offside and was ball watching. And he just cut back door and easy dunk.
Oh, and Jamal fumbles it. Riders on the transition again.
Nice.
And a foul there by Archibald on McKenzie.
I'll tell you what Kimball McKenzie does very well. And I watched this on Friday and they did it a couple of times then. On the fast break when he's heading down court, as we see the replay there, notice he goes to the middle of the rim.
Yeah.
A lot of players will go to the other side and try and use the rim as a protector.
Yeah.
Kimball McKenzie goes strong and aggressively to the middle of the ring. So you have to get to him, get over him to get to the basket, and more than likely you're going to get a foul if you're contesting that. It's a very good play by Kimball McKenzie.
Absolutely. And he can get up as well, can't he, for a little guy?
He gets up and he gets up quick when he goes on the break, when he's running down and he's fast, his momentum's taking him.
He's good with both of those free throws. That takes him into double figures as well. 11 points personal for the night. Austin Jr. out to Jack. Moves it round to Archibald for the triple. And that's another one. That's the 11th three-pointer of the night.
Nice ball movement and nice extra pass by Maceo Jack. Oh.
McKenzie again beats Larry Austin Jr. and that's the second time in 2 offences. He's got the foot speed on him. There's not many people can do that either.
He just needs to stay in front a little bit, maybe take a half a step off. Know that McKenzie is going to attack that, so he can stay in front and stay on top of the ball.
Jack for 3.
Heat check.
He's short this time. And McKenzie comes up with the ball. Doing it at both ends. 13 points personal for McKenzie tonight. So far, nice play inside, and he's got an assist to add to his stats as well.
Nice heads-up play by Kimball McKenzie. He waited off the pick and screen. He waited for Nelson Henry to get to his spot. He got to a spot, late rotation from Jamal, and one potential and one here.
Austin sits down, Jack Hudson back in. Anderson's second foul of the night. And Nelson Henry is on the line for the bonus. Oh, and he can't capitalise on it. And again, I think that's the first bonus shot that's been missed tonight as well. Everyone that's been on the line for the and one has made it so far, but Nelson Henry spoiled that run. Foul off the ball there, Evan Walsh just blocking Mari Archibald's run through there. That's his first of the night. And just Leicester's second foul of this quarter.
That's a key component for Coach Paternostro. He likes his teams playing defense and not fouling. That's a big thing for their team strategy.
Archibald misses the layup. Hotcherobia can't get the rebound. Good ball movement again for the Riders. McKenzie back out to Loving. Oh, in and out a couple of times. And Hudson comes away with the ball. Around a 4-second shot differential. As we come to the end of this first half, Riders up by 8. Hudson now for the Phoenix. Gives it back out to Jack. He manages to keep it alive. Just on the shot's gone. Oh, on the three on the buzzer by
McKenzie.
The man of the moment, Kimball McKenzie. There's, but we'll remember it, particularly the Phoenix fans. Caron Ross hitting that corner pocket three right at the death to win it 93-91 that night for the Phoenix.
And speaking about the past as well, I happened to bump into James Hamilton, one of our stalwarts for the Chester Jets as they were back then.
Absolutely.
He's in here watching the game tonight.
Legend again. He had some battles in them days with tonight's coach, Rob Paternostro, in his Birmingham days when he was playing.
Absolutely. It's, some great matchups there.
So we're back underway. As you can see, first offence no good for the Riders, and it's Marcus Evans back with the rock for the Phoenix. Anderson looking for Teague down low. He's going to work on Mark Loving. Dishes out to Will Neighbour for the triple. He's no good. And Mark Loving picks the ball up for the Riders. Gives it to Walsh. McKenzie looking for options. Takes it inside. Dishes it off to Nelson Henry. He's from the top of the key. Gets the kind roll. The soft hands produce that. It takes him on to 8 points personal and extends the Riders lead out to 13. And we're talking about hands in the passing lane. Zach Jackson. He's doing it for the Riders.
And they're doing exactly what the Phoenix do usually with hands in passing lanes. A couple of stray, poor passes there from the Phoenix, and they execute on the other end. And they can't have that happen with the scoreline. This is a big time for the Cheshire Phoenix in terms of getting points on board.
Absolutely. And a foul there called on Kimball McKenzie, I think that was. Yeah, just confirmed by the referee. And Marcus Evans will go to the line for 2 shots. So 4 quick points at the start of this quarter. Extend the Riders' lead to 15. Moving about a bit gingerly there, Marcus Evans, wasn't he?
Yep. Yeah, he did. Like he may have hurt himself a little bit. Yeah, a little twinge maybe. But like I say, a big part of the game for the Cheshire Phoenix, the start of this third quarter. They need to come out and they need to get some stops and they need to put some points on the board. They can't let Leicester run away with this and open up a bigger lead than what they got.
He's not moving with much freedom either, so that's one to keep an eye on there. And I also noticed at the half when the players came back out, the Phoenix skipper Larry Austin Jr. was receiving a bit of attention from the Phoenix physio. And good hands in there by Jamal. But it's somehow called a Leicester ball still. I suppose it's either got to be a Leicester ball or a foul. Is it in one of those?
It's tough for us to say on the other side of the court with the referee right there. He's got a better angle than anyone.
McKenzie picks up the offensive board from Nelson Henry's miss. And the ball back to Nelson Henry. He goes to work. And no mistake this time. One way and then the other round. Will Neighbour.
Nice footwork showing there by Nelson Henry.
Neighbour with the ball down low to Teague. He battles his way inside against Nelson Henry, and he's good as well. Just bumped Nelson Henry out of the way enough to give him the space to lay it in. And the Riders skipper on the ball again, inside to Jackson, and a big block by Teague. Austin Jr. now brings the ball away, gives it to Neighbour, in and out for his 3-point attempt. 0 from 2 on the last couple of offences from him. Loving, he loses possession, but Walsh is there to clean things up. Mackenzie now, down low to his captain, Nelson Henry.
Yeah, I agree with Josh Bowe there. Will Neighbour went down a little bit too easy for that. And he's been given a flop warning as well, so he needs to hold his ground a little bit more than that.
That's going to make life awfully difficult now for Will Neighbour, isn't it? Good move at the top there by Evan Walsh, but he can't convert. And Austin Jr. comes away with it for the Phoenix. Teague. Oh. A little bit of a mismatch there. Yeah. Neighbour misses his third 3-point attempt.
I don't know why Teague didn't go to the basket there.
Absolutely,
with him having Kimball and defending him in the post. And those are the little things that Phoenix need to get right.
Loving no good with his 3-point attempt.
They're getting stops at one end, but they're just not executing at the other. And to be fair, neither team are executing coming out of half time.
That's me talking him up on them 3 points attempt earlier on. Neighbour thought about the 3, this time takes it in. Oh, and he's short. He doesn't look at it tonight, Will. He certainly looks off the pace. Whether them early fouls have rattled him or not, but he just doesn't look himself at all. And Riders extend the lead back out to 15. Great work inside by Larry Austin Jr. in amongst the trees. The biggest one of the lot being Nelson Henry. Yep,
and he's tough. He's tough, Larry Austin Jr., and he finishes well at the basket, aggressive like that. There's Kimball McKenzie.
Nice again from McKenzie. Takes him to game high 18 points.
Phoenix need to do a better job in staying in front of Kimball McKenzie, but it's easy for me to sit here and say that. He's quick. He's got a very high IQ on basketball by the looks of it, and he's proving that tonight.
Absolutely, he's there again. Absolutely unstoppable. Kimball McKenzie, as I said earlier, a man at the top of his game, and he's proving that every time the ball sees his hands.
What a great commentator thing to have, and it's probably every commentator's dream when you talk up a player like that, and then he goes and makes a basket exactly on your talk of it. But you know, you could talk about him all night at the moment, the way he's playing, because he's doing some great work out there.
Absolutely. As you've seen, I usually have the negative effects when I start talking people up. It's the same on my dream team in the football. Absolute kiss of death. Anyway, halfway through this third quarter, and the Riders extend their lead out to 17 despite some good work by the Phoenix skipper, Larry Austin Jr. As you see there, that final play,
and it's just a not so much a mindset thing, but on that last play you could see that Marcus Evans was expecting McKenzie to pop out and get the ball up high, and he just cut towards the basket, and he got open for that mid-range jump shot.
And he just seems as if he's playing with complete freedom, no pressure at all. He knows he's got the trust and the faith put in him by Coach Paranostro, and he's doing it naturally. He's not thinking about it, and that makes a massive difference, doesn't it?
For a player, when you have the green light from your coach and you have their backing, it makes playing a lot easier.
Anderson for the Phoenix. What can they do to get themselves back into this one? Anderson out to Jack. His 3-point attempt is short. So at the half, Phoenix was 6 from 13. They're now 6 from 18. Carrington Love going in strong. Adekoya get the rebound there. He's bumped by Austin Jr. as he goes back out. And Larry gets his second foul of the night call.
And as you saw on the replay, he put him off his steps and been able to retrieve the ball, so it was a foul.
Mackenzie now for the Riders. One way, then the other. Buys himself some space, and the same result ensues again.
And Marcus Evans done a great job defensively there. Contested shot, hand in his face, and Kimball Mackenzie just better offense.
Absolutely. In unstoppable form. Up to 22 points personal, but Larry Austin stripped there by Loving. He's going coast to coast. Can't lay it in. Jackson gets the rebound. Out to Love. Back to Adekoya. Adekoya. He drives in. And shot clock violation goes. 24 seconds have elapsed before the Riders could get the shot off. Larry Austin Jr. takes a seat. And Amari Archibald is back in for the Phoenix. 3:33 of this third quarter to go. And the Riders 19 points to the good. 16 points to 8 in this quarter. And as you said, Salty, it was a huge quarter this for the Phoenix. And it's just not gone for them so far. Beautiful play by the Riders. And finished emphatically by Mark Loving.
Just great rotations and great extra passes. Unselfishness from the Leicester Riders. And they're not taking their foot off the gas either, even though they're up 21 points. They're still going at it. And what the difference is look at how we're here. Which after a great shot there from Marcus Evans, they're having to work hard, the Phoenix, for their shots. And Leicester Riders, well, they're getting easy dunks at the other end.
Absolutely. Adekoya, oh, nice between the legs pass there to Carrington Love. He directs traffic over the top to Adekoya. Mismatch there with Evans. Nice off the glass for two.
Good look from Carrington Love too to recognise the mismatch for Adekoya and get the ball to him.
Takes him to 6 points personal. Marcus Evans, he's starting to get hot again. Takes him on to 12 points personal for the Phoenix. Sorry, 14 points personal for the Phoenix. But still not making any headway into this Riders lead. Adekoya going one-on-one with Anderson. Anderson does enough. But Jackson gets the rebound.
And that's
gives it back to Mackenzie. And Mackenzie, the man of the moment, he can do no wrong at all. 25 personal he's up to.
And that's just hustle. Jackson hustling for that rebound, wanting it more, and then being able to finish.
Mark Loving there got a little piece of that as Jack got in, hit enough to put him off. At the moment, it's pretty much one-way traffic. Jackson, that's no good. Archibald now for the Phoenix. 22 points now, the advantage for the Riders as we come towards the last 60 seconds of this third quarter. 81-59 they lead. Nice turnaround from Anderson.
Nice fadeaway there from Jamal. Got the ball, and Mackenzie probably expected him to take him in the post, having that mismatch and that fadeaway shot.
Carrington Love. Adekoya. Oh, nice drive in. Oh, but he can't convert. Did all the hard work and couldn't make the finish. Amore Archibald at the other end.
Nice finish.
Beautiful finish there. In amongst a couple of Riders defenders, and Mark Loving coming over the top for the block as well.
Great use of the gather step in that move as well for Archibald.
Mackenzie just slows things down. A slight differential, about just under a couple of seconds between the game and shot clock. 5 seconds left on the shot clock now. Loving. And the shot clock's gone again. So the clock's just being adjusted.
I think they're just
Shot
waiting
clock.
to see how much time should be put back on the clock.
So 2.4 seconds it will be.
We've got enough probably for one dribble. And there
Anderson.
it is.
Oh, and a triple for Anderson.
Anderson. Nice.
Repeats the exploits of Kimball McKenzie from the end of the first. Imminent birth of their new child as well. Hope everything goes all right for you both there.
Get your sleep in now, boys. Get your sleep in now.
Only lasts about 18 years, doesn't it?
And then it starts again.
That's it, yeah, they start waking you up at 3 o'clock coming in. Jack Hudson short with his 3 attempt. And that 3-pointer at the end for the Phoenix was the first from 5 attempts in that third quarter. Basket interference called there by the referee. Let's see this on the replay. He looked to make the ball clean. Yes, he looked slap the backboard, didn't he?
Yeah, and
the follow through.
So it was good play. Yeah, great call, Steve Ferris.
Yeah.
I think he waited a little bit to see and got the right call.
I think he took the ball initially, didn't he? But it was on the follow through where he hit the backboard, didn't it? So. Oh, and good hands in there by Jackson. Loving to Bowman, trying to give it back to Loving.
He's throwing that up to Bowman because he knows that kid's got some hops and he can get up. See his fast break dunk on Friday night, a windmill in that game. He's got some legs on him.
And Anderson at the other end gets his hands in. Great work between Jack and Anderson.
Great work there, and nice finish by Jamal. Nicely executed fast break there. Got an interesting lineup on the floor at the moment, Coach Thomas. No Evans, no Austin Jr. He's got Jack Hudson in there with Archibald. Interesting lineup.
Yeah, just switching it up a bit, isn't he? And Bowman for the triple. He gets things moving for the Riders in this quarter. From beyond the arc. Anderson directing traffic. Gives it back to Jack. Jack to Archibald. Under intense deep pressure from Carrington Love. Amari going in. Nice hang time from Amari Archibald. Takes him to 9 points personal for the night.
It's beginning to look like a shot that he's very comfortable with. Off the dribble, taking a couple of dribbles and a pull-up mid-range.
Loving to Jackson. Jackson driving in over the top of Anderson. Big Mike comes down with it. And Amari Archibald all the way in. Oh, what a finish! What a superb finish from Amari Archibald. How did he get that in? He was going like a train, off balance, falling out of bounds, and somehow managed to get the shot away from, well, absolutely off balance, and a couple of press-ups at the end, just as a bit of showmanship. And before you know it, we said, could this have changed the momentum of this game? It certainly has. The deficit now for the Phoenix, just 14, with Archibald going to the line to try and reduce that even further.
And it's a great use of his body, being able to take that contact and then being able to finish like that, going so quick and being off balance like that. And as a coach, what you try and do in these situations is you want to get that score down, because there has been a big score. They want to get that score into single digits. That's the first part of their job, and I'm sure Coach Thomas is getting that into them, saying, let's get that deficit down, let's get it into single digits, and then we can play from there. Because there's still a lot of time in this game. 7:46 left in this fourth quarter. So that's what they'll be trying to do at the moment.
Absolutely. It's not often he's on the end of it, of runs like that, though, in games like this. So we'll see how Coach Paternoster deals with it. He's experienced enough, that's for sure.
Coach Paternoster is one of the best coaches in this league, and he has been for a very long time. He took over the Riders in 2008, and since then he's had them either at the top or up and around that position for all that time. And he's got a very, very high IQ on basketball. He knows the game from a player's point of view, obviously his coaching as well. He knows how to handle, and because he's been around like that, he sees a lot of different situations, and he's got game plans for those different situations. It's just, I can't speak highly enough of him. Very, very, very talented coach.
Yeah, there's probably not a game plan he's not seen in them times, as he, like you said.
Absolutely.
Love for three. That's a long attempt for three, and he gets fouled as well. Jack Hudson, the culprit this time. And Carrington Love will go to the line for 3 free throw attempts.
The other thing I like to see with Coach Rob is he's still as passionate about it now, probably even more so than he has been before. But that intensity just follows through to his players and his team and what they're built around. So it's great. It's great to see Coach Paternostro's, after all these years, still been at the top of his game as well.
Absolutely. Very much a heart on his sleeve kind of guy, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's really
You certainly know where you are with him.
Yeah, and you know what? He rotates his players really well. They don't stay in the game very long. There's not always that just one player that he relies on. He's got a lot of players to rotate. And the hard thing with the coach is, yes, you can bring in these types of players, but you have to be able to gel them, and you have to get them on the same page to play good team basketball.
Absolutely. Carrington Love taking a seat. Kimball McKenzie in, and Maceo Jack for a triple. Is it any coincidence that the Phoenix have made big inroads while McKenzie was on the bench?
Potentially, he was. They didn't have to stop him, so they could concentrate defensively somewhere else.
Big bump into Mike Ocharobia there from Zach Jackson. He certainly felt that one. You get hit by Big Mike, you're going to know it.
Yeah, and I think he was all right positionally wise, but he's just had to go at the ball there and caught him.
Yeah.
I think in plays like that, you want your big to get up and contest. You just want him to stay in the cylinder and not swipe down.
So while Zach's on the line for 2 shots, just run over some of the scores from this weekend's games. It's been a busy weekend. Starting on Friday night, Bristol beat Newcastle down in the southwest, 81-75. We know that the Phoenix lost up in Glasgow, 83-78 to Caledonia Gladiators. Surrey lost to Plymouth down at the Surrey Sports Park. That one went into overtime. And Leicester beat Manchester on Friday night as well. There's been some games taking place this afternoon. I'll bring you up to date with them in a minute. Maceo Jack for 3, and a big rebound by Archibald. Out to Anderson. Jackson, he drives in. Hudson drives in. And the ball given to the Phoenix. Kimball McKenzie, absolutely apoplectic there, as is Coach Paternostro as well, unsurprisingly. Felt that Hudson was the last person to touch that before it went out of play. And Coach Paternostro back into his stride again, calling the defensive play. Maceo Jack. Oh, lovely play.
And that'll make Coach Rob even more irritated.
And the lead is down to 13. Bowman to McKenzie. Darian Nelson Henry, I should say. Great D by Big Mike. Yeah, he got into his position well there that time, that's for sure. Zach Jackson. And superb defensive work there by the Phoenix. Forced the Riders into another 24-second shot violation. Bowman takes a seat and Evan Morse comes back on.
And it all started down low with Mike's defense on Nelson Henry, keeping him from being able to attack the basket, which he wanted to do. And then the kick out, it didn't give enough time to get open and get that shot off.
Jack Hudson off for the Phoenix. He's taking a well-earned seat. And the skipper, Larry Austin Jr., is back in the play as well.
I would expect Marcus Evans to be on court soon too. I would assume that they'd be wanting them in the rotation, although Maceo Jack's doing very well out there offensively.
Austin Jr. deciding going one way then the other. Over the top. Well screened there by Big Mike. Gave him the yard he needed to find the space to shoot. And he make no mistake. Trims the lead down to 11. Mark Loving for the triple. Calm things down for the Riders.
They can't lose that rotation in Mark Loving because he's just going to do that all night. You leave him open and they're going to get those shots. So they can't lose that defensive rotation. And on the flip side of that, I'm sure that's what's been drawn up, trying to get him open.
Mike to Anderson. Larry, 5 seconds on the shot. Anderson for the triple. He's good! Right on the buzzer! And pulls the deficit back to 11. This full court pressure just putting Riders, making the Riders think a little bit more. McKenzie, as the noise levels crank up here inside EPSV. Adekoya, he's no good. Austin Jr. going downhill and another charging foul. Again, the same two in the first half. Oh, it looked like he stepped across a little bit there. Certainly wasn't as stationary he was in the first one, that's for sure. And I think Coach Thomas has a case there myself. Whether you feel these are rose-tinted I've got on or not?
It's a tough call to make in live time, whether he's moving or not. And what you've got to see is, has he got that to that spot before?
Oh, McKenzie, he's got into the spot there. Out to Loving. This time he's long for 3. And neither referee. The referees are unsure. Oh, and this time it goes the Riders' way. Wow. It's all starting to happen here now. The noise levels are cranked up. The emotion levels are cranked up. We're in for a finish here. 4:13 left of this one. And great big block by Big Mike. And it's been juggled around inside the Phoenix key. But the Phoenix come away with it. And a chance to bring it down to single digits. Austin Jr. gets the ball. Coach Paternoster felt he travelled with it there. And I think he has a case. But the foul called on Jabril Adekoya. And Larry Austin Jr. will go to the line for 2 shots. That's Adekoya's 3rd of the night. Jackson will be coming on for the Riders. Nelson Henry taking a seat.
And like you said, it's setting them up for a good game. And like I said earlier, part of the Phoenix offensive strategy would be to get them into single digits. And, you know, they just need to make these and they'll get them into those single digits and then be able to play on from there.
First one good from Austin Jr. 3:53 of this contest left. This one will bring it down into single digits, as we talked about. And he's long, unfortunately. So just 1 from 2 there. And Riders with the ball again. Evan Walsh to McKenzie. Oh, what a block by Maceo Jack! He got up there and swatted it right out of the house.
We spoke about Bowman having some hops. Well, there's another guy that's got some hops as well, Maceo Jack. And he's getting up from a standing start as well, which is good defensive play. Good rotation and good defensive play.
Evan Walsh sitting down, Carrington Love coming back in. And Maceo Jack was the Phoenix representative in the dunk contest, wasn't he, in the cup final a few weeks ago, so we know he can leap. McKenzie over the top. Oh, and again, under intense pressure, If Coach Paternoster wants that ball in anyone's hands, it's got to be Kimball Mackenzie's right now.
Oh, nice. Oh.
Oh, and the referee saying that's Kelmark's come off Big Mike's foot as he went down there. Oh, wait, nowhere near his foot. Dear me.
I think he said it came off his leg, to be honest. And I didn't see from that angle, you couldn't see.
No. Like you say, we've got the advantage of seeing it in a replay in slower time as well, but they've got to make that instant decision, haven't they?
Yeah, and we couldn't see it from this angle because it was on the other side, so the ref had a better angle than we did.
Mackenzie just bumps Archibald off him, bought him the half yard he needed. And he's good again, takes his personal tally up to 29 points personal for the night. Wow. Austin Jr.
Wow.
Good spin move in there. He's fouled by Mackenzie this time. Austin Jr. will go to the line 4-2. Riders extend the lead back out to 14. 2:55 left.
And we got Coach Thomas right here telling Archibald how to defend Mackenzie,
yeah.
how to defend Mackenzie on those pick and rolls. Easy to say, a little bit harder to do, I think.
Certainly in the type of form that Kimball Mackenzie is at the moment, most definitely. Larry good with his first, again as he was last time. Can he get them both this time? No, it's exactly the same. Back iron on the second one again. And Love comes away with it for the Riders. 13 behind the Phoenix. Austin Jr. just nearly got a hand in there. Couldn't quite make it. Mackenzie now on the ball for the Riders. Shot clock down. Oh, beautiful hands by Kimball Mackenzie.
Nice,
but Maceo Jack got a piece of it. And this time it's going to be the Phoenix ball. Superb play there by Mackenzie. Here we go. Look at that little bit of a shake and bake. He's gone through. In fact, he was unfortunate not to get the foul called on Jack. He got a piece of him as he went through. But Jack got up well there to get his hand on the ball once the shot had gone.
I think the interesting thing is how is Mackenzie getting from the top of the three-point line to the basket so easy, and it's because he's beating that man up top, as we see here. He's too easy getting past that through there and attacking the basket. So I think initially that needs to be stopped at the top there, and they need to take a step off Kimball Mackenzie and play him that way.
Like you say, looking at that replay there, a lot easier said than done, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but they are playing him quite tight. Yeah. So I don't know why they're not taking a half a step or a full step off him and stopping that drive. I know he's getting those pull-up jump shots, but that's coming off the screen. It's a little bit different than a one-on-one at the top of the key.
So as I said, we'll cover the rest of the results from today's games, the earlier tip-offs. And firstly, down in the southwest, Plymouth beat Newcastle 98 points to 93. That one went into overtime. 3 o'clock tip-off on that one, 84 apiece. That was at the end of regulation. London strengthened their grip at the top. They took on the second place Bristol Flyers. 4 o'clock tip this afternoon at the Copper Box. They beat them 82-64. Costa Koufos and Luke Nelson top scoring for them on 18 points apiece. Archibald down to Big Mike. Mike back to Archibald. Archibald driving in, dishes it out to Austin Jr. He plays it to Anderson. Faked the three, got the man in the air, steadied himself, and then nothing but string.
Interesting lineup again out here without seeing Marcus Evans. We haven't seen him out on the court for a while. Can only assume that maybe that injury may be keeping him off the court.
Yeah, he looked to be moving very gingerly earlier on. Not much freedom at all. Oh, and Carrington Love again. A long three.
That's a killer.
Absolutely, that could be the dagger that brings up the ton for the Riders. 90 seconds of this contest left. Extends their lead back out to 13. Maceo Jack, he's driving in, goes around the long side and gets the lay-in. Works his way round the scenic route, shall we say. High off the glass, and he's good for 2. Reduces the deficit to 11. Full court press employed again by the Phoenix.
That's where Coach Rob will want the ball in Mackenzie's hands.
Absolutely.
Want him to control this game. It's all about time management here.
Yeah.
And I want to take time out of this and run this down and have single-digit shots, I think.
That shot clock's down to 5. Mackenzie all the way in. And the foul called on Archibald as Mackenzie.
And again, I know they're playing up tight and Larry's playing some great defense. It's just this little bit here when he gets around and then tries for that swipe from behind.
Yeah.
That he's going to be on the back step from Kimball, and then he's off to the races and heading straight to the basket.
And that leaves Archibald out of position there, doesn't it, with that reaching foul?
That's right.
So Mackenzie on the line for 2 shots. One of these 2 will take him to 30 points for the night. And he's good with his first. And the outstanding score from today's games, as Mackenzie gets them both. There's a big one down at the other end of the M56, certainly as far as the Manchester Giants are concerned, with the Sheffield Sharks. They've taken that one 70 points to 65. So that tightens things up in that bottom half of the table as well. William Lee top scoring for them on 17 points. So Big Mike on the line for 2 shots. Just a shade under 50 seconds of this contest left.
And Coach Thomas had pulled the other 4 players across, and I had a quick listen in as well, and he's got them going to have a full court man press. He's going to have everyone up and get up on them and try and get a turnover. They need a quick turnover here and be able to score.
Oh, and not everyone was on the same on the same page.
It's too easy of an inbound. And now we've got a big mismatch. Mike on. Great transition there with Archibald. Here again, they're going to be taking time out. Yep.
If you're going to press, all 5 players need to be absolutely on it, don't they?
Yep. And Coach Thomas will be a little bit annoyed because he pulled all 4 across and said, get up on your man press, and I think everyone was, and one player was out of sync.
That's it. Love on the line for 2. He's missed his first. So no games next weekend for the teams with players in the international window. That's obviously going to be, as far as the Cheshire Phoenix are concerned, with Jamal Anderson. Austin Jr. misses his lay-in. Could be all she wrote. And a foul there. Maceo Jack on Adekoya again.
And they were looking for that quick score too. They needed that quick score from Larry Austin Jr. And then a quick score and then try and get a stop. But I think Riders will be able to see this one out tonight.
Yep. And obviously the Leicester Riders, no Patrick Wheeler, unfortunately. He was named in the 24-man squad for that game at the Virtue Arenas on Friday night. This Friday, the 24th of February, 7:30 tip-off. I believe there's about 100 so of tickets left if you fancy making your way up north for that one. Aaron Menzies and the man of the moment, Kimball Mackenzie, both in that squad. And it'd be interesting to see what Kimball can do if he gets some court time there on Friday night.
Yeah, and it's really disappointing for Patrick Whelan. You play well all season, and you get the credit due what you're meant to, and to come out for an injury.
And that will do you. They're going to run this clock down now. And a well-deserved victory for the Leicester Riders. They've taken the head-to-head as well. 3-0. for the season on this one.